Hello, Idaho, Montana Red Crossers. Nicole Cyrack Irwin here, Regional CEO. And I want to say happy Thanksgiving and thank you. So many of you are doing extraordinary things in this unprecedented year, and we want you to know how grateful we are to you. And we have a lot to be thankful for, and we were excited to share some of those things with you today. I want to make sure that I introduce my colleague, Eric Horton, to you. He's going to be saying a few words about biomedical services, and a new position was created about a year ago. And so Eric oversees collections and donor recruiting and many important things for Idaho, Montana, and his team and my team work really closely together for One Red Cross. And so he has a couple of messages of gratitude and things to celebrate, and I'll turn it over to Eric.
Hi, Idaho and Montana. My name is Eric Horton. I'm the Regional Donor Services Executive for our region, and I wanted to take this opportunity as we're moving into Thanksgiving and then into the new year to highlight some of our successes this last year. The core of our duty in donor services is to collect blood. And we don't just collect blood, we collect blood really well, really successfully, and in a time when it's not been easy and it's been so beneficial as the rest of the nation has honestly struggled to meet their metrics. So for the end of the first fiscal year, Idaho and Montana collected 104.2% of goal. A fantastic accomplishment under trying circumstances. A big part of collecting to goal is also collecting our power res to make sure we have the right type of blood on hospital shelves, and some amazing work on there. This region, all of you have gone above and beyond collecting right type blood. Program expanded this last year starting in May. We added machines to Idaho. We added 2 machines into Montana. Montana never had power red machines before. It's a great success. We did not have any concerns to note from a compliance standpoint. So again, my hat's off to you for a job well done. Idaho and Montana is number 1 in the nation in customer service based on what our donors tell us. And this is a standardized survey that goes out across the regions, across the country, and Idaho and Montana are at the very, very top. Congratulations. I can't say enough how humbled I am and how appreciative I am for such an outstanding job. Moving on to safety. Safety is something that I've been in this job for over a year, and every single month we have taken additional steps to make sure that we take care of each other, that we create an environment that is safety focused. And so we have seen a reduction in staff injuries every single month throughout this last year, resulting in some pretty amazing numbers. 40% reduction in total injuries compared to last year, and an 80% reduction in cost. Finally, I got to speak to what is really the number 1 item of that's been in front of us day in and day out, and that's this pandemic with COVID-19. I have to say, I am absolutely amazed with the tenacity, the work ethic, the compassion and empathy that each of you have given to each other and to your friends and family at home. I know it's not easy that this is surrounding us. It impacts everything that we do. But you've all been really on top of it with the safety protocols, making sure that you're taking care of one another and keeping each other safe. So we have been able to meet our mission despite the struggles the pandemic is giving us day in and day out. So again, my virtual hat is off to you. Congratulations on a job well done, a year with outstanding results. I wish you all my thanks during this time of Thanksgiving, and I wish you all a happy new year. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. So many exciting and wonderful things to be proud of the Idaho-Montana Blood Program. So job well done, and keep up the great work. I also want to make sure that we talk about the business operations team that have really been keeping us safe, keeping our facilities and our fleet safe, and words cannot properly express our gratitude. So if you have a chance to thank anybody on the business operations team, volunteers and the like, please give them a big virtual warm hug. So many of you know 2020 has been amongst the most costly and most destructive years for natural disasters in recent memory. Through September of this year, Red Cross provided more than 988,000 shelter and hotel stays. That's more than any year in the last decade. from Idaho, Montana, we deployed 109 people in 168 assignments. And typically we average about 60 people deploying every year. So this is a really big year for Idaho and Montana and the services that we provided. Here locally, we've seen about an 18% increase in the number of clients we've served. We've been serving more home fires than typical, and we are doing that in a safe environment with COVID and quickly adapting our safety protocols. I'd also like to send appreciations to teams that adapted this summer to support the wildfire clients in a pandemic environment. From non-congregate lodging to door-to-door meal delivery, a lot had to change. And you guys really executed these changes without hesitation. And I wanted to share a client story that was sent to us. It's a wonderful message of gratitude from a family outside in Twin Falls that were sheltered during a wildfire, and their son had a birthday. And the team made sure that there were cupcakes and candles and little gifts for this boy. And they just, the family was so grateful, and it's just one of many stories that we have to share of how our teams and all of you go above and beyond to serve our clients. I also want to say a big thank you to our training services team who've continued to work and provide life-saving skills throughout this pandemic. They've done an excellent job working within the COVID-19 guidelines, and they've got some innovative new things, such as a virtual skill check and provisional certificates that have allowed us to stay on the forefront of safety training. So well done, training services. Our Service to Armed Forces team have served 25% more clients this year, and we are shifting to a remote environment for many of our training courses. Our volunteers have skillfully risen to this challenge and provided excellent referral services to our military and veteran community. And this year in international services, our volunteers have conducted virtual outreach to over 20 community partners to inform them about rules of law and our ability to connect loved ones through restoring family links. So thank you, Service to Armed Forces and our international programs. The Idaho-Montana boards of directors have really contributed a lot in this last year, and we wanted to say some messages of gratitude to them. 2 Idaho board members noticed that there wasn't an Idaho Veterans Day event really planned for this year. So along with Governor Little's office and several elected officials and military members, we provided a meaningful way to honor military members and their families on the steps of the Idaho State Capitol this year. And 3 board members donated $31,000 for Service to Armed Forces program that served as a match for other members of the community to join them. We are also grateful in Montana to add 3 new board members and their willingness to designate their board gifts this year in support of critical biomedical equipment needed in Great Falls. They are also meeting with major funders to secure over $215,000 needed to purchase equipment this year. So thank you to our board of directors. Idaho-Montana volunteers are all about teamwork and adaptability, so it's no surprise that we were able to figure out how to deliver missions safely in a COVID environment. The seasonal readiness campaign to find volunteers willing to deploy in this unique environment exceeded our expectations, and we thank all of you who deployed virtually and on the ground. And also to those of you who served in all levels of our work, including biomedical services, so we were able to keep our nation's blood supply sustained and safely delivered in this unique environment. And to those of you who've logged your hours, it's incredible to note that we have almost the same amount of hours this time as last year. So we're sustaining and maintaining the work that our communities rely on us for. Thank you. I want to say thank you to all of you who participated in telling our story this year. We have an amazing communications team that has over 2,400 media hits, and we've grown our Facebook audience to over 5,000 people. And many of you stopped what you were doing, whether it be working in Oregon in a warehouse or Bozeman at an evacuation center. You stopped what you were doing to do a media interview. And telling our story is so important for people to understand all the great work that you're doing. So thank you for sending photos, sharing your story. Because of you, more people know what we do. We mentioned earlier that blood donors really stepped up in March and throughout this pandemic, and we're seeing more blood donations, new donors than we've seen previously, and really pleased to say that financial donors are also choosing the American Red Cross of Idaho and Montana as their charity of choice. They're providing significant funding that are helping us to cover the costs for increased service delivery and keeping our mission safe in a COVID-19 environment. And so we just want to really do a special thank you to all of you who donate. We know that many of you are part of our volunteer family as well. And thank you to all of you who've provided those stories I mentioned that help us with our fundraising efforts. We've all seen the photos of the American Red Cross working during historic times of crisis. And I think about the photos of the brave women and nurses during the Spanish flu, their masked and brave faces looking out at us. And 100 years from now, people will look at us the same way, our mask faces and our disaster vests and our blood drive scrubs. And they will be so proud that America has always had a strong Red Cross society. And I also think of all the volunteers, the financial donors, the blood donors who have seen us as essential and have used their time and talent to support our work. There's so much to be grateful for at this time of year, and at the top of my list is you. From my family to yours, happy Thanksgiving and thank you for